TrailMonkey.
Good morning. Had a fantastic night's sleep. I'm just leaving the shelter. Abby and one of those. There's a whole bunch of people here last night, mostly in tents. And just a fantastic night's sleep. I think I woke up once during the entire night to roll over, which is unusual. Just a solid sleep. And woke up, got everything packed, had breakfast, hit the trail, and it's only 8:15 in the morning. So I must have woken up early with the sun. Of course, everybody's still already gone. There's one guy behind me, everybody else is up and out even earlier. But it's gonna be a nice day. I've got a couple of options today. I can hike about 11 miles all the way down to Damascus, or there's a spring with some tent camping sites in about 8 miles, 8.5, and I could stop there for the night and tent camp again and go into Damascus tomorrow morning. Right now I'm leaning toward doing that because it's Wednesday and you can't check into Tent City in Damascus until Thursday morning, so why would I go in a night early, not have a place to stay, or be scrambling for a place? Everybody at the shelter last night is all going to go ahead and hike straight in, but I'm not sure if that really makes sense. Plus, I'd like to enjoy one more night on the trail tonight, so I'm kind of leaning toward that, but you never know. Everything changes once the day starts. So, but it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day, and it's amazing what some time on the trail does. All the stress of the other world, the worlds you're sitting in, goes away out here. More and more I'm convinced this is the real world. And the one out there, the construct, is not. But certainly much more comfortable in this one. It's a pretty honest place. You eat, you get water, you sleep, you walk, you get up, you do it again. It's pretty honest. Less distractions. More time to think, just more time with the Lord. Just a really, really beautiful life out here. Well, more video. I might get some views today, I don't know. And I will share them later. Look, I'm in Tennessee. No. I'm in Virginia. I'm in Tennessee. Nope, I'm in Virginia. That's right. I'm at the state line. Got Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee behind me. Entering Virginia today. Yay. Leaving the Cherokee National Forest in Tennessee and entering the Jefferson, yay TJ, entering the Jefferson National Forest, going into Virginia. Damascus is only 3.5 miles from here, but I'm only going to hike about another 1.5 miles to a spring and camp there for tonight. So the state line is at mile 465.3. Whew. Made some real good progress today. About 3 miles an hour, which is really good for me. Just hiking up above that sign to see if there's much of a view. Now, it's a nice little cove. You could hammock camp here, but not good for tent camping. Oh man, I'm gonna take a little lunch break here and rest up for a bit, then hike in the last 1.5 miles. Set up probably the earliest camp I've ever set up and just spend the day reading and relaxing and listening to some audiobooks and sermons and music, and spend the day relaxing. One last night out on the trail tonight. Beautiful day. Okay, I've arrived. It's about 1 o'clock, so I've been hiking since 8:30. I did 1.8 miles with a couple little breaks. That's pretty good. And this is where I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm only 2.5 miles from town now. And there's supposed to be a spring 0.2 miles downhill, so I'll go find that. And as long as the spring is good, then I'll be able to stay here. But I think it should be. And I will enjoy one last night here on the trail. It's kind of nice to stop this early and set up and relax. It's a beautiful shady spot. So it should start cooling off again in another couple hours. It's getting up in like mid-70s right now. So it'll be nice when it cools off tonight. Should have a nice breeze. We're up on a ridge, so you can see mountain down from, so you can see sunlight all the way around me here. Okay, I am following this blue trail down to the water source. I've got a little bit of water left, but I got to refill enough to get me through today, tonight, cooking tonight's dinner, tomorrow, and into town tomorrow. This is about a 1/4 mile down a little side blue trail, steep little trail, to a water source. Should be getting pretty close. Wish it were a nice little waterfall or a spring. I'd get in it. Be a good time for a little outdoor bath. But I don't think so. I think it's just going to be a trickle. But a trickle's good enough. And this might be it right here. Oh yeah. That's a trickle. Yeah, got a little pipe right there. Whew. I might still take this shirt off and douse it and put it back on. Alright, well, putting the shirt in that cold water definitely was a good idea. It feels really good. I want to show you around my tent a little bit. This is a tarp tent. You saw the inside of it last night, but let me show you around the outside. Okay, that lady right there. That's the famous Mother Goose. And there's the famous Mother Goose back. This is her, she's done 5 through hikes on the trail. She's famous, and I just met her. That's so cool. I selected the tarp tent because it's lightweight, but it's also a 2-man tent, and it gives you a lot of space in it. Real low in the back, real high in the front. And I love that the vestibule here zips up so you can go in and out like that. Now this tent has about a 4-inch, what's called a bathtub bottom. See, it goes all the way around the bottom. And that keeps the water out very well. I was in it in a storm once. I did not really stake this out tight and perfect for a storm. For example, you wouldn't want the netting showing. You'd want to do it where the water would just run straight off and not get into your netting, because that'll come inside. But one of the ways they save weight with this is the back is very low. That's where your feet are going to be. You don't need a lot of room in the back of your tent. See, here I got it staked out okay, but there the netting is showing. I'm not going to worry about it tonight because it's not going to rain. But then inside, you've got a lot of room. And I can kneel up straight right up here by the door, which makes it a lot nicer. And it gets great ventilation all the way around. If you're having real cold weather, or if you're going to have real bad weather, you see how my trekking poles are holding up the front. I could ratchet down my trekking poles shorter and pull the whole thing down closer to the ground and stake it out so it doesn't get as much wind and rain up. And no rain would get inside either. Wind wouldn't get inside much. But great little tent. Recommend it. I carry only two like extra or pleasure items or luxuries with me. A deck of cards so I can play solitaire in my tent at night. And these here flip-flops so I can get my boots off, which I'm going to do right now. Well worth the little bit of weight between the two of them. Wouldn't do without it. Good morning. It is the morning of day 7. That was my last night actually on the trail. Short trip, and but a good one, very good one. So I'm hiking just 2.5 miles today down into Damascus for Trail Fest. And if the weather holds today, I'll camp out in Tent City there tonight. But that was really fun last night. Sat around and talked with a bunch of awesome folks. One lady worked for the health department in the county. Knew a bunch of people that I know there from my business and my interactions with them. And that was great fun. And then, of course, getting to meet Mother Goose was a real thrill. We talked, sat in the fire circle and talked for a little bit yesterday, and very inspiring, very kind woman. So really a thrill to meet a trail legend out here. But today, beautiful, cool. I can't believe it's 8:01 and I'm already packed up and on the trail. I am not a morning person yet. After a few days out here, you kind of get into the sun rhythm, and trying to get to sleep by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and you're up 6:30 in the morning now, which is not what I do at home, but it just kind of works out here. So I understand there's a good view coming up down here, so maybe I can get a nice couple nice last shots for this trail. And I look forward to getting back out here after summer. My wife and I run a summer camp in Florida, campfrontier.com. Send your kids there, campfrontier.com. Don't be shy. And we'll go home and run summer camp. And then my daughter's having her first child in August. And then a little bit later, I'll come back up on the trail in September and hike from Damascus, probably north. Or go back and do a couple of the little pieces that I skipped south of here. But onward to a beautiful day. Let me show you the lovely trail ahead. If this is the way it's going to be the next 2.5 hours, I'll be one happy trail monkey. It's a fairly gradual downhill. I know you can never tell that on the camera, but a couple miles of this would be just fine. It's so peaceful. Okay, made it to the outskirts of Damascus. Check this out. All right, we'll see you there. See you over there. A lot of the churches and ministries provide sewing and care for their pets, and food and haircuts and showers. Pretty cool. I've been wanting to hike into Damascus for trail days for about 3 years, so this is fun. Okay, I know where I am. I left my car here a few days back. It's right up here by the library. which is right there. Okay. I know where I am. That's always nice. It's funny, I'm struck by the sounds. A weed whacker, someone's air conditioner kicked on. It's a truck sound. Interesting, I've just been listening to birds. Here's the famous "Welcome to Damascus" sign right there. And hereby, there's my car. There's my rental car. I'm gonna throw stuff in the trunk and change around my stuff and then head over to Tent City and set up. I'm gonna leave my car here the whole time because it's free. So I'm hiking along between the sports fields and a river here, getting back to the area where you can tent camp, called Tent City, during festival, or during the trail days rather. It's supposed to be a pretty crazy place to set up. It's gonna be packed, a lot of partiers, but I'll be able to get a good night in there. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain, Friday, like starting midday, so I'm gonna sleep there tonight and pack out, put everything in my car, and enjoy the rest of trail days dry. I'm sure they're not letting anybody camp on the ball fields here, but I understand it's way back around the backside of all the sports fields. What a pretty town. Got a little hamlet surrounded by mountains here. Here in front of the famous Bobo McFarland's restaurant, but it's not open yet. So I'm gonna hang out and go get something at the dollar store until it opens. The Dollar General store has everything here that a hiker needs to survive on. Oh wait, there's food too. It's alright, no problem. Some meats and got an awful lot packed into this little store. Everything hikers need. It's going to be packed the next 3 days in here. Okay, I'm in the Damascus Public Library, actually over here in the little visitor center. They had a movie playing called Trek, which is on somebody's hike. It's just kind of a garbage film, so I left. Well, here's the entire Appalachian Trail on a map. That's where we started. And where are we? We're up in here somewhere. That's about as far as we are. Right in there. And then, of course, it goes all the way up there. But it's better not to look at that right now. Look at these really awesome inflatable chairs. I'm going to plop down here and edit some films together, and I'm going to upload here because they have free Wi-Fi, and relax for a bit till the free dinner at 5 at the fire station. Well, this is a very comfortable chair in this library, this blow-up chair. I gotta figure out how to take one of these on the trail. So I've been editing videos. I'm going to go ahead and end day 7 here with my arrival in Damascus. Tonight, there's a lot of ministries here, a lot of churches, a lot of different ministry groups. One of them is doing a giant free dinner inside the bays where the fire trucks are normally stored at the fire station. So I've got a ticket for the 5 o'clock dinner. And then I'm going to go over to one of the churches is doing a concert tonight. I'm going to go over and sit outside and listen to some music, and then crawl in my tent over in Tent City and get some sleep. And I think that'll end this section of video. I'll do a day 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that'll end this this video. So that is all for now. Bye-bye. One of the many things that's going on here during Trail Days Ministries is doing a free dinner at the fire station. So I've got my 5 o'clock ticket, and I'm in line outside the fire station waiting for the feast. Check this out, Southern fried chicken and all the fixins.
That's where I wanna hang my wings when I die. I wanna live the outskirts of heaven. Well, I'm standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's the girl of my love.
Pretty cool. So this is One Way Ministries doing music and food and all sorts of entertainment tonight. And they're building, pretty awesome building. And they'll be doing all sorts of trail ministry throughout. I'm walking back over to Tent City now. Time to crawl in my little tent and get some sleep. Not sure when the rain's gonna start, but it could be tonight. Not sure if I can get any footage inside Tent City. It might be pretty dark, but I will try. Well, it's pretty dark, you can't see much. But here's my tent. There's people all over. So, it's about 10 o'clock at night. In my tent. I've got it all set up because we're supposed to have some rain either tonight or in the morning. There are 1,000 tents set up here in this sports field I'm in, but also way up in the mountain. All the big partiers are up in the mountains, supposedly. And you can just hear everybody's got music on. There's campfires all over up there. My tent is pretty far away, but I'm going to be really quiet here. See if you can hear how loud it is out there. It's pretty crazy. And I'm assuming this is probably going to go on all night. Fortunately, I'm a very sound sleeper, so I can snore and no one will be able to hear me. So it's going to be lovely. So this is the end of day 7. I'm going to try to get some sleep in my tent. It's been a fun day. Certainly interesting here at Trail Days. Bye-bye. Good night. It is the morning of day 8 and the first day of Trail Days. I'm standing in the middle of Tent City, which is pretty crazy last night. Let me spin around and show you what it looks like. It definitely looks like the skies are going to open up and rain on us. So I am going to walk from Tent City back over to the library where my car is parked and drive it over here much closer and find a spot. Then I'm going to go ahead and pack up everything. I'm letting the tent dry now as much as it can, but I don't think it'll be dry completely before I pack it up, because I definitely want to get it packed up and moved out before we get poured on this afternoon or this morning.
The pair, since 7, so it's worth it. You do? Okay. Yeah, we got the videos. Really? Just recently, or? It never came in the mail? It got lost in the mail?
I still need a phone.
Depending on where you're at, we might be in your Yeah, this one's insulated, this one's non-insulated. Yeah.
No shortage of food here for all the hungry hikers. Back in the woods behind Tent City, there's several tribes that meet up every year back here. This is pretty wild. Check this out. Okay.